All right, guys, so checking sets today, but what I'm doing today is I'm making sure everything's in tip-top shape. What I mean by that is today is the first day it's been above freezing in about 4 days. I got up this morning and it was 13 degrees. You know, it's been right around that for a low, a couple days down in single digits, but the high has not been getting above freezing, and it's kind of put a little bit of a damper on my my catching. I've still been catching, but not the numbers that I know I should be, and these critters are kind of holed up. Now today was the first day it got above freezing. It got up to like 42, 45 degrees, and tomorrow it's gonna get up to 63 degrees, they're saying. I don't know if it's gonna make it, but what that means is we're having a drastic warm up. And you know, more than likely, you got to watch them weather changes. Them critters will move on them warm-ups if they haven't moved in you know, the past couple of days or few days. So you know, there's some rain on the backside of this big warm-up. Critters always move real good for a front. So you going through here, and I'm making sure, you know, everything's in tip-top shape, because basically what's going to happen is I'm gonna make up for the last couple of days. You know, everything's gonna move here, and probably tonight. And you know, big critter movement just because of the weather. So you got to pay attention to the weather and kind of watch that. And not that everything shouldn't be in tip-top shape, but you know, if you want to put a few more sets in, throw them in, you know, really play your weather. That's kind of how I do it. We get so many weather swings here, and you know, basically the Midwest, we'll have, like I said, we've had single digits you know, for a couple of days, and within a 48 or 72 hour period we could jump literally 60 degrees or better. So you really got to play them weather and temperature swings, and if you play them right, it can really pay off for you. So check that set. There was nothing in that set. Jumping in, moving on. All right, so down here in this little creek, just a natural travel path for these coons. This is basically a creek in between. You can see I got some timber around me, but there's two big blocks of timber on each side as the creek flows through, and that's what them coons are using this creek for, is a highway to get back and forth between those two big blocks of timber where the denning sites are. And you know, right now is the rut, so these coons are just going back and forth basically. So anyway, here got this coon here, just dog proof. They were using a trail right here, so there was this piece of, I guess it was firewood that floated up, worked perfect for a toggle, and there's the old coon right there. So nice coon. He's just a little on the small side. This guy here would stretch between a large and an extra large. Now in a normal year I'd take this coon probably. This year we're gonna let him go. There's absolutely no reason. I've done him justice. I've got him some airtime on the camera, but as far as a value, you know, you're not looking at but just a couple bucks for this coon, and for me that's not worth it. He is still looking good. He's not rubbed on the back. This is a boar, but anyway, to me it's just not really worth it. So I'll go ahead and let's see, set you up here for a release. Everybody likes to see releases. I'll do this one. You can see he's trying to drag that toggle and he just can't do it, and he's got leverage. So we'll get him on the ice here, and I won't use a catch pole on this guy. Take my foot here. Just pin him down. My foot. There he goes. All right, I'm not even sure if I got that all on on video. We had to walk over, but it can easily be done with no harm to the animal if you don't have a catch pole. So as far as resetting this set, it's simple as this. Take our trap, find a spot that's not completely frozen, and it is. So let's take my old hammer here, knock a spot. A little bit of bait in that sucker. We are on our way. Simple as that, guys. It does not take much. It doesn't take any time at all. Why I like these sets, you can literally be in and out in a minute. And whenever you're always fighting daylight like I am, there's no rebedding traps, no dealing with mud. You work them on a toggle, they pull free, and you're off to the races. All right, so down here in the creek, a couple days ago I released a coon. It was one that almost ran into the camera down here in this little kind of dried up creek in between two plots of timber. So I don't know if it's too dark. No, you can still make them out. So we got another coon. This one here is quite a bit bigger. This is a good big bore coon. Go ahead and take this one. But you can see right here my little sapling here that I used as a toggle. It's been well used, but you know, it's all it takes. And this is actually the third coon that I've taken out of this one set here. I've got sets on the high bank. I've caught one coon out of, I've got two sets on the high bank that I've caught one coon out of both sets. This is the third coon out of this one set. So, you know, that just goes to show, you know, you got to set both banks. Coons are moving, you know, high and the low banks. So, anyway, here, big prime coon. He's not rubbed. I can see his back real good. So, go ahead and take this guy, reset, and hope for one more. All right, so this is the next night, the end of the check. What I talked about setting up for the weather conditions. So I showed you I got 2 catches on film before it got dark, and then the rest of this come after dark. But I ended up with 7 coons and 2 skunks, and I let 2 coons go. So that would have been a total of caught 9 coons and 2 skunks. And there was a couple possums in there too that I let go. But you know, that just goes to show my average was on this line I was running was somewhere between 3 and 5. So I almost doubled my average in one night by setting up for the weather. So you know, this just goes to show, set those weathers and you'll end up with a nice tailgate full of critters to skin. Beautiful skunk there. Nice stripes. All right, guys.